Fiesta Bowl on the 1st. We've got Oregon and Liberty. Oregon is favored by 17.5. It'll feature two of the top 5 scoring offenses in the country. Oregon's number 2 in the country at 44 per game. Liberty number 5 in the country at 41 points per game. Bo Nix has said that he will play. This will be his 61st start. 61st start in college football. That's quite remarkable. And by the way, Bo, great career. Great career, and I'm glad that you're going to finish it on the field on your terms. Their great wide receiver, Troy Franklin, and their center, Jackson Powers Johnson, they have declared for the draft and opted out of the game. Bucky Irving has also declared for the draft, but he says he intends to go ahead and play in the game. On defense, their corner, Kyrie Jackson, he's opted out to prepare for the draft. So a lot going on with Oregon. Now, Oregon is also one of these teams that seems to have a lot of momentum going for next season, okay? They get Dylan Gabriel in the transfer portal. They flipped a couple of transfers, one an offensive lineman from Colorado that was going to transfer to Colorado. They flipped him to Oregon. They seem to, I believe, have gotten Dante Moore, or at least it's reported that Dante Moore is going to be an Oregon commit out of the transfer portal. Their high school recruiting classes have been outstanding. Their youth on the offensive and defensive, too deep, and I went over this in a couple of episodes previous, is outstanding. Oregon is going to be a playoff team next year. I'm going to be shocked if Oregon's not in the 12-team playoff. Oregon is absolutely one of the top 3 teams in the Big Ten next year. No doubt about it. And by the way, you understand what that means. That means that either Michigan, Ohio State, or Penn State has to be number 4 in the Big Ten. I firmly believe that they are, of all the teams moving conferences, and maybe them and Texas with Sark and what he's doing, but of all the teams moving conferences, they seem to be the most set up for early success in their new conference because Dan Lanning has done an incredible job. This guy's energy, did they finish the right way? No. That Pac-12 game, I don't know what was going on. A lot of it was just quality play from Washington, and a lot of it was, to be honest, like not a great plan. And he admitted that to me, by the way. I saw him in Las Vegas, Dan Lanning, not for the game, but it was for the National Football Foundation College Football Hall of Fame induction dinner. And he was there along with almost everybody else. And I was like, hey, man, great season. I'm sorry it didn't finish the way that you wanted. And he was just like, I didn't think we had a good plan. He's like, that was on us. We need to do a better job of that. I agree with that. Now, I digress. Oregon's looking towards next season, and I think they could have a monster season. And is this a springboard to that? I think that they were hoping for a different matchup. That's not a knock against Liberty because Liberty's had a phenomenal season. And in a lot of ways, Jamie Chadwell is a guy that I think we should start looking at as a guy that should get a bigger job. I mean, and again, maybe he wants to just stay at Liberty. And if he does, then good for him, and he should. And I'm not trying to peel him away from Liberty, but to me, he feels like a Kalen DeBoer. He feels like a Lance Leipold. He's had a ton of success everywhere where he's been. This is his first season at Liberty. He's got a perfect record. He's now 44-6 over his last 4 seasons, his last 3 at Coastal, plus this season. It's like he just wins. And if we've learned anything from this year and Washington and Kalen DeBoer, it's like you want to have coaches that have done it before and that they just know how to win. Think of Leipold at Kansas. Think of Kleiman at Kansas State. These types of coaches, I think, have a lot of value, in particular in an era where I think guys get jobs way too early based on coordinator success, and we don't know if they're actually good head coaches. Why not hire somebody that's actually been a really good quality head coach and has won football games? And to me, that's Jamie Chadwell. Liberty, they're led by their quarterback, Caden Salter. He's been really good. Started his career at Tennessee, had some bumps in the road. Now it's his 3rd year at Liberty. Dual threat guy, 43 total touchdowns, was the Conference USA Player of the Year. They lead the country in rushing, by the way, so Oregon is going to have to buckle it up on the defensive side. They ran it for over 300 yards per game. Their running back, Quentin Cooley, really good player, and when you combine him with Salter, their dual threat QB, that 1-2 punch was 1 and 2 in rushing in Conference USA, both over 1,000 yards. I think them being able to run the football and keep Bo Nix off the field in a lot of ways is exactly what Washington did in the Pac-12 championship game, in particular in that first and early second quarter. So that's a blueprint that Liberty could follow, in particular being a 17.5-point dog. That Oregon rush defense, they gave up 157 on the ground to Washington, but they are still a top 15 ranked rush defense in the country. One concern for Liberty, though, their pass defense, not very good. In fact, they're 103rd in the country, and they're going to be facing a Bo Nix-led offense that you know is going to be efficient. And even without Troy Franklin, they're going to have enough weapons out there through their recruiting, through their youth, through that deep talent pool, that with a guy like Nix pulling the strings, they should be just fine on offense. So I like Oregon in that one. And potentially big, although I think Liberty in that run game could slow the game down, limit possessions, and they might have a good chance to cover that 17.5 number. That'll be a fun game to watch.
Thank you for watching the Joel Klatt Show YouTube channel. And if you liked this clip, make sure to like it and subscribe to the channel, and you can stay up to date on all of my college football coverage.